Okay, this is blog number dos. Anywho, so I promised I would tell you guys about my my train ride home from out partying Saturday night. So I get in the cab and the cab driver is like, where you going? And I'm like, I'm going to Connecticut. Well, Metro North. He's like, oh, you go far, far away. I'm like, far, far away? I didn't know that was like a freaking destination. I thought that was only in fairy tales. Oh yeah, the scarf is on because that's just how I get down. I decided to wear a scarf today. It's chilly. So I get on the damn Metro North. I get to the train station. I buy my $10.25 ticket. And next thing you know, I'm like, what freaking track do I go to? So I'm thinking, what track am I supposed to go to? I do not know. So I asked this guy. I decided I'd ask someone who will not put me in a Ziploc bag, meaning a creeper. This guy, he had a wedding ring, so I said, oh, okay, he's married, he won't kill me. I go to him, apparently he's Russian. He's a Russian dick. And I'm like, sir, do you know what, thing Southeast train comes on? He's like, what? I'm going to Stanford, I don't know what you're talking about. I go on track 3, I check the screen. So I'm like, okay, thanks, sir. You check the screen. I guess I'll go find the screen. So I walked back down the 2.5 flights of stairs. And, I'm intoxicated and I'm fat. So, that's ridiculous, 2.5 flights of stairs. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I find the screen that he's talking about. I realize that my track is also track 3 as well. But before that, I turn around after speaking to the Russian guy. And this immense smell, like just vomit, just fucking rams up my nose. I'm like, who the fuck vomited? Turn around, big ass fucking pile of vomit. And I'm like, this shit was not there before at all. It was not. I don't want to believe it. So I checked the back of my legs for splatter. There was none. This was a lot of vomit. I mean, like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, I am appalled. And I think there are some kids somewhere that are hungry and they could have ate this shit that this person just threw up because apparently they can't hold their liquor. So I get on the train. I'm thinking, oh, this upscale train, I'll be fine. Yeah, why the hell is this train crowded? I mean, like, there's no seats. I mean, all I see is Uggs and Mandals. And you know what I mean when I say Uggs and Mandals. The clientele that wears Uggs and the clientele that wears Mandals. Man sandals, by the way, man sandals. That's all I see on this train. And the cops, of course. So I'm like, okay, I feel safe on here. No problem. My train ride was an hour and a half long, so I said, okay, fine, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to chill. I had to stand up because there were no seats. Yeah. So after about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, I finally get a seat. I sit down, not worrying about it. Cops walking back and forth and everything. MTA ticket guys walking back and forth. I feel so safe. Because I'm used to riding a 2 train with, like, vagrants, vagabonds, hobos, rats. That's what I'm used to. But not on Metro North. Not on this train, guy. So, I sit down. About 3 minutes after I sit down, this guy walks through the train. He didn't look drunk. But once he sat down, I realized he was drunk. I was sitting in a 2-seater, and he sat across from me. Excuse me. In a 3-seater. And he's, like, waving at people, and I'm like, maybe he knows people. I don't know his life. I'm not going to judge him. Then he looks at me. And I look at him, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and I'm like, the fuck? So I look out the window, and then he puts his hand up like this to gesture, what? A high five, exactly, because that's what, it is. So I give him a high five. I touch this fucking stranger's hand. And it doesn't ring a bell in my head yet that I touched a stranger's hand. The strange freaking man's hand, I touch his hand. So I'm like, okay, fine. I touch his hand. And then after I give him a high five, I don't even know his name. He looks at me, he goes, like, did you just snarl and wave me away? Like, you really just snarled and waved me the fuck away. I don't even know your name, and you're... So he does this to me about 3 times. And I start dying laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is this man about? Leave him alone, I look out the window. 5 minutes later, he sticks his hand out to me as if to, ask for a handshake. So I shake the motherfucker's hand. I've already given you a high five. Whatever you got on your hand, I have it on my right hand now, too. So he locks hands with me like this. But it will look like this, And proceeds to play thumb war with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. And then for about 10 seconds, and then I pull away and I start dying. I'm like, why the fuck am I playing Thumb Wars with this random guy? So, mind you, I still don't know his name. And I knew he was drunk because prior to the whole high five and the thumb war, there's this tissue paper across from me. Royal blue and teal, pretty tissue paper. But it's crumpled up. Now, me being a frequent on the 2 train, bums, vagabonds, hobos, rats, I know, don't touch that shit because it's not mine. And it was clearly crumpled up. So he hoovers his hand above it. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Hoovering his hand above this shit. And then when I'm not looking at him, he squeezes it and grabs it to see if there's nothing in it. And I'm like, dude, if you don't sit your vagrant ass, drunk ass down with the fucking tissue paper. So yeah, he proceeds. Oh, then after I play Thumb Wars with him, he goes like this to me. Like, what the fuck? He does it about 3 times. Like, fuck you. I'm like, dude, fuck you. I don't even know your name. Fucking touched his hand. So I made a mental note in my head. When this man gets off, I will Purell my right hand. Because I felt gross. I felt disgusting. As if I woke up in a dumpster. That's how I felt. So he gets off the train. At least I thought he got off the train. And I hear him go, hey, you guys got a stove? Okay, go smoke. Because apparently he's on like LSD or something. It had to be some serious ass shit. Not just alcohol. Like LSD. Methamphetamines. Oxycontin. I'm not sure. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Thinking he's gone, use my Purell. Because apparently I didn't want to offend him. I don't know why. I just didn't want to offend him. Next thing you know, he sits down across from me again. Looks at me. And does it again. I'm like, what, bitch, what the fuck? You know, like, what the hell? What did I do to you? I don't understand. So, that's what he does. And then he pulls out this binder. Not really a binder, like a leather casing. About the size of this. Disregard my black African American book. I don't know what this is. About the size of that. With his fucking credit cards in it. His fucking train ticket. I watch him for a while. I start laughing when he drops it and drops all the fucking credit cards on the floor. And that was all. And then, you know, I go to get off the train and I realize, oh shit, my ticket and my Metro card fell out of my vest pocket. So I check the floor. I find it. I pick it up. And then as I'm getting off, I realized the motherfucking ticket taker did not take my goddamn ticket. $10.25 is what I paid for this hour-and-a-half ride. And this bitch did not take my ticket. And I thought to myself, well, maybe he thought he took mine already because I look like someone else on the train. But there were no black people on the train. No people of color. No Latinos, no Cubans, no Filipinos. Just white people. Or people who look Caucasian. They may be Russian, but they were Caucasian. He didn't take my ticket. My $10.25 ticket. So on my way home, I touched a strange man's hand, and he probably just dug up his ass prior to touching my hand. Which is probably why he went like that to me. And I paid $10.25 to get my hand molested and to smell vomit and to be treated like shit by a Russian-ass motherfucker. Sorry if I offend any Russians. That was my train ride home. You know how I feel about that? You know what I learned? Don't fucking touch strangers' hands. I wipe a lot of asses to get my money. Literally. Work with babies. And I don't have time to be spending $10 on a fucking train ride where I'm going to get hand fondled by a guy on LSD. Don't touch strangers' hands at all. But yeah, that's it for that. So, peace out, skanks. Bye.